Hey y'all, it's Kayla. So guess what? Got on the scale this morning and I am officially 80 pounds down from my highest weight. I weigh 200 pounds exactly. Yes, I got 0.1 till I'm in Wonderland, which I'm stoked about, but I am down 80 pounds. So because of how I feel and how my body's looking, I'm pretty sure I'm nearing the end of my weight loss journey, and because of that I wanted to give you kind of an updated video. I did the 40 pounds in 2 months video, and although I still stand by a lot of what I said in there, I just kind of want to like put everything together and let you know what I really stand by and what I owe my success to. There are videos on my channel about why I chose not to work out and if I had cheat days, etc. I have 2 Q&A videos, so if you have any questions, make sure you watch those first. In this video, I want to focus on the 3 things that I have stood by in the last 11 months that have gotten me to where I am today. I'm not going to go too in-depth about anything because I'm just letting you know what worked for me. I've said this many times. Not everything is going to work for everyone. We're all different. So before you go door to door knocking in my comments telling people, don't do this, don't do that, you should do this, this is the only way to do it, just save yourself the trouble, okay? Get off of my back, raw vegans. God. The first thing that I did to lose weight is go on a low-carb diet. Now, you all know this. Most of my channel is actually centered around low-carb dieting. I was raised as a sugar fiend. Sugar, candy, baked goods, bread. If we went out to eat, if my family went out to eat and there wasn't yeast rolls on the table, I was pissed. So we basically only went to Logan's, Texas Roadhouse, O'Charlie's, Golden Corral, places like that, because I wanted some buttery rolls. And if I didn't stuff my face with buttery rolls, I was pissed. And like, I was such a sugar addict that that's how I got my nickname Cupcake. I was always baking. I can bake all day and eat them all night. Going low carb was pretty challenging at first because my entire diet was basically made up of sugar. But after I got through the hump of cravings and being tired and all of that, my energy went up, I started to sleep better, my skin got better, and most of all, it changed the way that I looked at foods. I found myself craving breakfast for dinner, but not pancakes. Breakfast for dinner used to be me making waffles at 1 in the morning. Now breakfast for dinner is like a big old skillet full of eggs and jalapenos and cheese all up on it. Low carb dieting changed the way that I crave foods and how I viewed foods. It became a eat to fuel my body type situation instead of eat because I'm bored, eat because my favorite show is on, eat because I don't feel good today, eat because I feel fat, all of that. The best thing about low carb diets is that I did not feel hungry. Once you get adapted to the low carb diet and you're in ketosis, your hunger greatly diminishes. I was hardly hungry, which spurs me into part 2, the second thing that I stood by that helped me get to where I am today. And that is intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting is very sciencey, so I'm just going to give you the rundown of what I did, and if you're intrigued by it, go look it up. Actually, I'm going to put a link in the description bar with some light reading if you're interested in intermittent fasting. So, I've never really been a morning eater, but on low-carb diets, I have no hunger at all. So, normally, I would have maybe 1 or 2 meals a day. I wouldn't have breakfast. Maybe I'd have something for lunch, but probably 60% of my weight loss journey, my only meal was dinner. I'd probably have a snack while I was cooking, and then I would just have a huge meal with all of my calories there. I felt so satisfied eating all the calories of the day in 1 or 2 meals. Intermittent fasting has a lot of benefits, which you can read on Google and research it. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to fumble anything, because it's actual science, not the kind of science that my brain can figure out easily, like real science. I have an art degree, so. The last and final step of what helped me get here, aka 80 pounds lost, I would say Sorry, I feel weird right now. So I talked about this in some vlogs, but meal repetition. I did do a little bit of meal prepping. I found that I didn't really enjoy meal prepping. I didn't really like reheating the meals, but I definitely do cook the same meals over and over. I really love Mexican-like food. Obviously, I'm not eating super authentic Mexican food, which is why I say Mexican-like. But anyway, my favorite food is Mexican food. So I am gonna be honest with you. A majority of the time, I'm just eating tacos or quesadillas. And the only difference between those two is for the quesadilla, I put an extra slice of cheese on there and then I put it on the stove. I pretty much eat that. I think I'm going on 3 weeks now of maybe 75% of my meals being flat out wrap, lean chicken, jalapenos, pico de gallo, some lettuce, and sour cream. That's pretty much what I've been eating, and I love it. Times that I get bored, I do switch it up, but not too much. There are 2 things I love about meal repetition. One is the obvious of you don't have to worry about what you're going to eat or cook, or there's no extra business. You don't have to keep logging meals in MyFitnessPal, which isn't awful, but it became tedious for me, so I would just log one day and then I just ate the same things every day. The other good thing about meal repetition is that you save so much money at the grocery store. I knew exactly what I was going to eat for the week, especially if I had my last day of quesadillas and I wanted them again. I knew exactly what I was getting at the store. I would go to the store and not deviate from that plan. The only times I did deviate is if I saw some meat on sale. And if I saw meat on sale, then I would structure my next week of food around the meat that I bought. When I'm telling you that I spent maybe no more than $40 a week on food, I'm being honest, and I'm saying no more than that. And that also includes my wine habit, and that also includes the fact that I buy pretty expensive chicken breast, which I don't have to, I'm just extra. You know what they say, KISS, aka keep it simple, stupid. I'm so tired of hearing that, but anyway. Keep it simple, stupid. It totally worked for me. You can lose weight any way you want. If you want to make it as complicated as possible, you can do whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you. But what worked for me was to keep it all the way basic. I didn't have to worry about food because when I was hungry, I knew exactly what I was going to eat. That's when on my part, I feel like that's when disaster could have happened for me. Me being hungry and then, what do I cook? I don't know. I'm just going to order food, or I'm just going to grab this. I was guilty of that often when trying to lose weight. I would get stressed out with calorie counting and all of this stuff, and then I would just end up failing. Whereas now, there's no room for guesswork. There's no room for me to stress out about what I'm going to eat. I know what the hell I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat what I ate yesterday and the day before. I can't believe that I've lost 80 pounds. It's wild, man. It's wild. So, that's all for this video. I'll see you later.